Under the green hills which surround the Llinvi Valley, a factory lies empty. Budelpack closed in November. It left hundreds unemployed after 50 years of manufacturing on the site.
My great-grandmother, Bessie Williams, from Cairo, worked there when the first day it opened as Revlon back in 1950s, I believe it was. Then my grandmother took over, then my mother, then my sister, then myself, and I was there until the day it closed down. I didn't lose as much money as some people did. Some people have been here 40 years who were promised a Revlon money when the companies took over, and they've lost over £20,000-30,000. And they've had to finish on statutory redundancy and everything like that. So there's a lot of people out there who have lost a lot of money from this place closing, but they're trying their best. They're trying to be as happy as they can, not to let it keep them down, but there are a lot of people out there.
When coal was king, the black gold mined in the slopes of this valley was shipped around the Commonwealth and helped to cement South Wales' place as the furnace of the Industrial Revolution. And then, in the middle of the last century, manufacturing arrived in Maesteg and provided a backup industry when the pits eventually closed. But now there's no backup. The industrial estates are almost desolate, the warehouses are standing empty. There are hardly any jobs left at what were the biggest employers in the town.
When Budelpack closed before Christmas, it laid off 494 workers. Cooper Standard sacked 600 workers when it moved its car parts factory abroad. And while Chorus in nearby Port Talbot is cutting back on contract workers, dozens have been laid off at the Georgia Pacific paper mill in Maesteg, and Woolworths shut its doors in the town at the end of last year. The empty shops aren't being filled. No one wants to set up a business in the town while the big employers are moving out. Getting more skills seems to be the only option to get off the dole. The construction training centre in Maesteg is funded by the Assembly government to try and get more people back into work.
In a place like Maesteg, where you're quite cut off from larger cities, we find that people would like to stay local for their training. So places like this that come further out into the smaller communities do benefit those communities greatly.
It's a very tough market out there, so it's brilliant to come to a place like this, learn new stuff, and hopefully get a good job at the end of it.
Knowing that even though you've got these qualifications, there's nothing out there at the moment like to do. But luckily my old man's a plumber as well, so he hopefully can get me a place with his work, hopefully.
Hope is what's carrying Maesteg through the recession. Hope that jobs can be saved and hope that manufacturers will eventually come back to the town. Huw Thomas, CJS News.